Welcome, everybody. Can everybody hear me okay? If you can hear me, just give me a big attaboy here. That would be great. We're live. Tonight, we're going to go through the PDFs, some that people have sent in, which is going to be great. Okay, somebody said they can't hear me right now. How about now? Can you guys hear me? Should be working just fine, so let me try it again. Testing, testing, sound check. We'll make sure everything's working okay. From my end, it seems like it's working.
The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Hello, everybody. This is Kevin. Welcome to the call tonight. Tonight we're going to be going through a couple of the PDFs, the eBooks that people have sent in. I'm glad to be on tonight. I hope you guys are too. Can everybody hear me okay? Just give me a big yes, and we'll get started. Fantastic. Hey, give me the time of day it is where you guys are located, if you can. Okay. Oh, wow. 10 o'clock. 10 o'clock at night for Yvonne, Canada. 6 p.m. You're with me. Beautiful, Moses. 4 p.m. Somebody's in the mountains or in Arizona. Spokane. That's funny, Dave. I know Spokane very, very well. I grew up real close to Spokane in Montana. I don't know if you know the northwestern part of Montana, Glacier National Park, but I'm actually from that area, which isn't far from Spokane. Saskatchewan. Wonderful. Oh, Saskatchewan. No. Okay. Los Angeles. Hey, Tracy. Welcome, welcome. Used to live in Los Angeles. Great city. I am in Florida. I'm in southern Florida, you guys. Gonzaga is doing great. Yes, I know that. They're in the basketball tournament right now. How many games have they won, David? It's kind of funny. We keep track in America. We keep track of our college teams pretty well, and this is the time of year the tournaments are going with all the colleges around the United States. And Gonzaga's not a big school. It's the Sweet 16, and they were number one rated. So congratulations to you, Washington State. Brian from Holland, Michigan. Welcome, Michigan. Welcome, welcome. Glad to have you here, you guys. We're going to give it a few more minutes. People are still coming aboard here, which is great. And let me see. I'm going to unmic some of the people here that we're helping out with some of the books. So we'll get started here in just a little bit. So give me a second. I am going to text somebody here. So hang on. Okay, I'm going to ask somebody to unmute if they can. And let's just see. Tracy, can you unmute yourself by any chance? Let's see if you can. Okay, hang on a second. We'll see if we can unmute. Okay, I'm going to do my best to unmute you. Okay, more people are coming aboard. Welcome, welcome. Tuesday night call. We're going to be going through some eBooks tonight, doing some quick critiques. The books actually look pretty good.
Okay, can you hear me? This is Tracy.
Hey, Tracy, I can finally hear you.
Awesome.
Wonderful. So what part of Los Angeles you in, Tracy?
I am in San Fernando Valley.
I know the Valley. So you're a Valley girl.
I have a website devoted to the Valley.
Do you really? I used to live up there toward Valencia.
Well, I'm in Lakeview Terrace, if you know that.
It's been a while, but yes.
Below Sunland, Tahunga.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Los Angeles, since I've been there, it's probably grown another 30 miles out.
Yeah, this is just that little corner before you head up over to Pasadena.
Oh, yeah, yeah, the 210, right? Is it the 210?
Yep, yep.
See, I
So
remember.
I know everybody makes fun. Johnny Carson in particular made so much fun of the San Fernando Valley that I just felt I needed to do something about that.
You know, I like the valley. And anybody who doesn't know Los Angeles, it's huge. It's so big. It literally takes over 2 hours of 80 miles an hour just to get through it. And I don't even think you can get through it. Can you, Tracy?
No, well, San Fernando Valley, always votes to separate from LA, and it would be the fifth largest city in the US. It's bigger than 5 San Franciscos, just
I
the valley.
didn't know that. Wow.
Yeah. So
It's so
we like to
unique.
be separate.
It is so unique, all parts of Los Angeles. And for people
Yeah,
that don't know Los Angeles or California, it is definitely one of the most beautiful places in the world. It definitely is. There's a little too many people, but you know,
yeah. Well, a lot of people left
yeah, they
during the
did.
pandemic. A lot of unemployed actors, and
They moved up to my home state in Montana. That's what I'm hearing.
yeah, that's where my cousin went to too. So,
Well, good luck after one winter. I think they'll be moving back. Well, we'll get started here in just a few more minutes. People are still coming aboard. So, Tracy, I'm glad you're on. We're going to get your book looked really good, by the way.
thank you, thank you.
And can you see it now, Tracy?
Yes, I can. Would you get Lauren, please?
Fantastic.
Okay.
For everybody
Okay.
who's on the call tonight, we're going to do some critiques of some of the ebooks that have been sent in. Tracy here is from Los Angeles. She sent in one of her books. It looked really good too. It's getting ready for preschool and kindergarten. And after reading it and looking through it, you definitely have the education backing you. I have to say, Tracy. I'm just going to go through and kind of give you some of the ideas that I think could maybe enhance it and help it out.
Perfect.
So we're going to get started in another. We'll give it one more minute. People are still coming aboard, so just give it another minute or so. But oh, and what's the weather like in California right now? Is it hot?
Yeah, we went from a really, really, breezy March, like the Santa Anas.
Oh yeah, the hot winds.
Yeah, so it was cold and rainy, and then today it's 90 degrees. So
Ooh, we're in the same here in Florida.
yeah, I can imagine.
And then you go
But
northern part of the United States, and I'm sure it's a little chilly, probably in the 50s.
yeah, well, March is, lovely here. The hills are still green, but not for long.
Oh,
And
I love that.
I know. I lived in Houston for a while, and that hot and sticky was hard to take when you're from the West.
It is, and hot and sticky, I know all too well. That's Florida in general.
Yeah.
Okay, we are going to get started. Once again, welcome everybody to the Tuesday night training call. Tonight, we're going to be going through a few of the ebooks that have been sent in. We have Tracy on the line from Los Angeles. So welcome, Tracy, and we're going to get started. Does that sound okay, Tracy?
I'm ready.
Okay, I'm going to ask you some questions as we just go through. We'll just kind of just dig in and kind of go with it, okay?
Okay.
Okay, as you guys can see, and I went through this before this book entirely. And is it perfect? No. Is it really good? Yes, it is. It is very good. Now, what I would say here, just on the very top, you have Getting Ready for Preschool and Kindergarten, the Simple, Natural, and Right Way, the development guide for parents and teachers. Now, what I would do here, Tracy, this is just what I would do, is I would put here Getting Ready for Preschool and Kindergarten and stop. That's what I would do. I would take this verbiage, the simple, natural, and right way. I would put that right here to the left of the little girl. And I would put the simple, natural, and right way. And then move your name up just a little bit. And then put right here on the very bottom, a development guide for parents from a teacher. That's what I would do. And the reason is a lot of headlines, and I've written so many pages for the internet through the last 20 years. We always try to cut it down so it's sweet and simple on the beginning. So if you just say getting ready for preschool and kindergarten, that's going to go into their head very quickly and they're going to absorb that. But when you go a little bit more than that, they can't absorb it. I'm not saying people are stupid. It's just you can only throw so much at them on a headline if you get my drift.
Okay.
So I would just move that down a little bit right here. The little girl's very pretty. The picture is great. Did you add these pictures up here or were they in the template?
The template, those are in the template, but I moved them up. And then I replaced the child that was on the template with my granddaughter. So that's my granddaughter.
Oh, what a beautiful girl. I was
Yeah,
going to
she's
say the picture is perfect. Oh, and I love the way you did it up here. I mean, I got to tell you, it's very high on the scale of a beautiful page. Truly is. So we're going to go down one more. And I like what you did right here with all the school stuff that you have here with the paints and the color, the colored pencils and all that stuff. And then you have all this. This is really good, you guys, because the problem is that, the way the world is now, people need visual. They truly do. And if you don't throw visual at them, I get bored. If I'm just going to read, I get bored. And I think in the future, we're going to see a lot of different things going on with books and everything else with the electronics and the digital. And, just watch. Things are going to definitely change to a more visual world. They already have, and they will continue. So we're on the second page and it says getting ready for preschool and kindergarten. And maybe what I would do here when I look at it, you've got this right here and you repeated it here. So what I would do is maybe change the wording here and say something about preparation for having your child starting out with preschool and kindergarten. I wouldn't use the same exact verbiage right here. So I would change that up right here. I would say, preparation for preschool and kindergarten preparation, something sweet and right there. Take this out, the simple, natural, and right way, because you already have that right here. I would say something like this. I like this. You take this out, simple, natural, but I love what you did here. Prepare for success in school by understanding the child development stages of making marks. Now, let me see how this goes. Preparation for success in school by understanding the child development. Okay, if we could reword this a little bit and maybe just lengthen it, not much, but maybe another word, because I think it's a little small for this page. I wish we could I love your page sideways. I wish we could turn it sideways, but I don't think we can do that on this one. But prepare for success in school by understanding the child development stages of making marks. Okay, now you're much better than I am at how you're going to write this, but preparation for I'm just looking at it, and I think we need to reword this somehow, Trace.
Okay.
So if you can, I would say something so it's more layman's terms. And I think so, preparation for success school, okay, by understanding the child development. Okay. You might want to say in a child's development, within the stages of making marks, you have to prep your child for success. Something like that. Just turn it somehow. And that's what I would do. Because if I'm kind of looking at it and saying, okay, I need to understand this better, I think other people may too. And I'm just critiquing this, but I got to say it's beautiful. I would just shorten and sweet. Just remember, your headlines are everything, and you want to keep those short and sweet, and you don't want to repeat too much. So you're going to take the Sqribble natural right way out, and then you're going to lengthen this and put this in there. But this is beautiful. This, I think it's really, really good. Let me see. Can you grab these pictures like this and put them anywhere you want, or is it just for this page?
It was just on the title page and working on that. That was not an easy thing, but
I don't think it is, but I like those. I think those are really, really good.
I love them.
Yeah, I do too. And it's almost like if you could stick them in other pages, like in the corner here or something there, it's just, it's really nice. So that's just an idea. Okay, we're
Okay,
going
we
to
can
go.
have the butterfly slide around.
Yeah, yeah. But your picture, were the images on the template already?
Seems to me that yeah, I've got the original template here in a folder. Yes, I think they were down further, so I just moved them up so I could get all that title in.
That big long title. Yeah. No. I think it looks great. I think you picked a really good template. I mean, I was amazed when I looked at this. I thought, wow, this is beautiful. Truly is. Okay, I'm going to scroll down just a little bit more. Okay, we have we have this for my grandchildren. Okay, Amanda, Jonathan, and Michaela, our 9-year-old who inspired. I would definitely put this in red right here. These smaller words. Can you see that, Tracy, where it says our 9-year-old?
I'll see if they show up on that brown. Yeah.
If it doesn't work, then I like what you did. Yellow always shines,
Yeah.
but you
It
already have
does.
yellow. For my grandchildren, I like that. That's very, very nice, actually. Okay, published. Okay, let me see. All rights reserved. Personal use only. Yeah. That the white looks good.
Mhm.
Los Angeles, California, copyright 2020. So you wrote this ebook a while back.
It took a long time of working with this software. It just took me a long time.
It did. It did.
And then my mom became ill and I was teaching full time and I'm just getting to back to market with it and doing something with it because I've been knocked out for about 3 years with her illness.
Oh
So,
boy. So you're a teacher within the Los Angeles County?
yes, and teaching through the pandemic with grandchildren living under my roof and my mom, well, she passed away. So she was in hospice care. So yeah,
Oh,
the book just got kind of put aside and I'm just now coming back to it.
well, my hat's off to you for first of all being in California and going through the pandemic because their laws were much more tighter than a lot of the other parts of the United States. I know that.
Yeah.
I have a lot of good friends. So you really had to do. I'm sure you had to go through a lot more with the stringent, different rules and laws that you had to do. I mean, as a teacher, my heart goes out to you.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, so this looks good. This page right here, I think, looks really good. Truly
And
does.
maybe I will just update I'll just update the date.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Copyright. Put 22. I would. I don't think people want to look back to 2020 too much. True. I think they want to forget that. But that's just, you don't have to, but I think that's good. Okay, now you have here, let me see something here. You know what I think I would do here? I would move, and of course, right here, you can use the grid marker. I don't know if you've used the grid before.
I didn't know about it till of your training.
So grid this because it's a little wonky, but not much. I mean, it's kind of a cool little path, you know? You did really good, really, for not using the grid.
No, until you showed it, I had no knowledge of it.
So I would use the grid, and this is what I would do. I would use the grid, move all these over. You've got room. Move them all closer. Use the grid and get them close. Center the table of contents. Move this picture down. And then I would add two more pictures.
Uh-huh. Okay.
I mean, that's I think you got enough room. Or you could just add 2 pictures totally and center them in between here if you can. I think that would look better because the picture this is just for me because I'm so stringent on trying to make everything framed up. So move the table contents in the middle, change the color to white or something else different than what you have with the buttons. White's fine or whatever you're doing. Move the picture down. Looks good. I like what you did with changing up the colors. It really does impact me. I can read it. And for some strange reason, I really, it pulls me in. It truly does. And I think, and there's a lot of colors here. But I like what you did. The stage 1, stage 2. Let me ask you this. Stages of drawing development, and then you got stage 1, stage 2. So the drawing development is all the stages. Am I correct?
Correct.
then this is what I would do. Change the color because this is one whole stage. Am I correct? And
All of these are stages. Yeah, what kids go, the development of stages that kids go through.
but the stages of drawing development is stage 1 through 3. Am I right?
1 through 6.
Oh, 1 through. Okay, so this is part of it too. In the milestone development charts age. Okay, this is just part of the.
Of the little kids. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh,
So
2 through 5.
Yeah. So it's where your child needs to be by kindergarten, and then I just put in the other ages of elementary through junior high, so you kind of know where your kid is, and maybe where you fell apart too, as far as art and drawing goes.
Exactly. Okay. So you have stages of drawing development, and it goes through 1 through 6,
Mm-hmm.
and then you have the milestone development charts age 2 through 5, which is still part of the drawing development. Am I correct?
Right.
Okay. You may want to put this again right above this,
Okay.
just so they know it's connected. Or somehow you can word it, because I didn't understand that. And that's not a big deal, but if I'm going through the chapters, I need to understand kind of where the development goes from the drawing development to the milestone.
Mm-hmm.
But that looks good. Or maybe move this up right below or right with stages of drawing development and just go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 all together. But that might not be right. You would know more than me on how it should be structured because you teach it.
Yeah. And I don't know, in working with that table of contents, I don't think I can move it over. I think, it's kind of a set template.
Oh, it's in a table.
Yeah.
And to move it, sometimes it takes an act of God to move it.
A lot of these things do, yes.
No, and I see what you're talking. That's a good point. Then maybe what I would do is, I hear you. I mean, and sometimes it goes wonky on you when you try to move something.
Yeah.
And then it messes up the next one.
Get it to it, yeah. So we'll see.
Then I think you're okay. I do. Maybe because I like the picture.
I know. I love that kid.
Do you?
Oh, he just totally into his work.
Yeah, he is. Then don't move it. Just leave it. I mean, everything. It doesn't look bad at all. I think it looks great. I'm just trying to be perfected. I mean, that's my job, but I think you're great. You could maybe try to move this just a little bit to the right, maybe.
We'll see if we can move it. Okay.
If you can move it, yeah. And if it's in a table, I'll check it out after the call, and I'll see if I can move things around. I'll import it, and I'll see if I can move things around.
Okay.
I'll try on the table of contents for you. But
awesome.
This looks great. Look at this. Look at all the chapters, you guys. Amazing. Table of contents.
It's a preschool book. It's short.
No, it looks great. Okay, I'm going to go back up. You have right here. Okay. And you have, let me see, part 1, creative development and mental growth. If you can put some more verbiage under here, I would.
Okay.
Explain kind of what the mental growth and the development is going to entail. Because you got a big page here. It's kind of open. And you can throw some more verbiage in there.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's good. And then let's go up here just a little bit. I want to see something. Okay, so you're using black up here as your title, which is good. And you're doing it black here, which is fine. Let me see though. Part 1, okay, creative development, that's good. Okay, then we go down here. An independent author, okay, here we go. Depends on my positive reviews. Okay. I would highlight a different color here where it says thank you for writing a review. See if you can put that in a blue or some highlighted color. You want it to stand out.
Mm-hmm.
And then right here you say if you like to download a PDF of these age development checklists on your pages 22 through 29, you'll find them. And then do this too, where it says Tracy Cheney.com.
Cheney.
Milestones.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
Mhm.
highlight that and colorize that baby too.
Okay.
Wow, that was a clickable link.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great. Okay, so these are your list right here.
Yeah. So they can choose which one, is for their child, but just as a thank you for writing a review when we get to that point.
I like that. You got 2, 3, 4, and 5 years old. Let's go back. Okay. Well, you did good. You did good. You made it a clickable link here. Usually, too, on the clickable link, Tracy, it usually changes the color for you.
I know, and it's not. I don't know why. But
Yeah, I don't know why either. That's kind of strange. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. And you did good here. And you can use the grid here, too, a little bit. You can't
Okay.
really tell. They look pretty darn good, your pictures.
That's all just lined up by eye, but I can see they're a little crooked.
And not much. It's a book. It kind of makes it kind of better because it's a book to teach kids anyway. You could have these pages all sorts of different directions, really. Okay, preparing for success. I like what you did here. In school by understanding the child development stages of making marks. Okay. Okay, I think, let me see. In school, understanding the child development stages of making marks. Okay, that looks good. That looks really good. You detailed this pretty well. I like this, Tracy, the way you went left, right. And
Mhm.
are these your own pictures?
Well, some in the book are. Some are from Unsplash, some are from Pixabay. So they're all public domain,
Okay.
and that the photographers, give permission to use them. So the one thing that I'm wondering about for a download from my own website, I'm not too concerned about, but if making it a Kindle book or something,
Right.
even though the photographers put those onto those public domain sites, and I'm assuming you can't do that without having a release. I feel like I need to go back for every picture and make sure that there's a release.
If
For the
it's
ones that I collected that are my own or my friends, yeah,
Yeah.
that's fine. So that's the thing about using public domain work, is just making sure.
if you're on Pixabay, you pretty much can use them. Or some of those sites that are totally free.
Yeah.
You won't have to worry because that's what they're there for.
Yes, but I have
You want to be safe.
a little nagging concern.
I don't blame you because it's children, right?
Yes, and even though it says you could use them, I just want to make sure.
No, I don't blame you. When it comes to a book, you want to be 100%, especially something like this. Now, what I would do here too, and this is just my opinion, first line, like right here, drawing is the natural way. I would highlight that.
Okay.
And then I would do it on every paragraph, drawing and making art, highlight. And then here, but there are two major changes in the past decade. And then maybe here during Gen Z's growing up, if you highlight some of these certain bullet points, people are going to gravitate and keep reading. I like what you said about the Gen Z growing up and drawing and making art. That pulls me in. And then drawing is the natural way. That would pull me in. And then here I would put dear parents, teachers, and caregivers. I would highlight that. It looks really good when you do it. It doesn't cheapen it up if you don't do too much. Just do it in a nice way that you're kind of pushing the paragraph. Okay, so this is the years. Alpha Gen is 2015 to 20. Gen Y, 1980 to 94. Gen Z, 95 to 2014. And Gen X. You did great here. This is really informative. Okay, we're going to go down. The philosophy of mental growth. Okay, drawing showing emerging, control of the hand. This looks good. You formatted. Did you put the pictures to the left and then the content to the right, and then you highlighted
Yes.
this box?
Yeah. Yeah.
Great job.
So then I put it in the box, and you can't. Well, since we're talking about the software, I wish there was a little more space, like in the yellow box, but it's just how it goes in, and I played with it and trying to get a little more space, and it's just how it goes in. So,
I think you can enlarge the box.
yes, I mean, I put the box there with the software. I mean, you go into
you go into that editor.
Yes, and you're pulling in, you have different shapes and things that you can pull in.
Right.
So that's what I did. And then when you put the type in, I just spent a lot of effort trying to kern that a little bit from the edge. I couldn't get it quite on the fortunately, and I'd really like to center that more. And
I
those
think
are
what
little.
we'll do then is we'll do another webinar, and we'll jump into something like this. I know we can do it because it has the margins in there. And I haven't even been able to figure out some of the margin stuff. I don't think it's difficult. I just haven't spent much time with it myself, Trace. So I think
People
push
would like to know how to do those sort of things. I struggled with it, but like you say, there's probably an easy way to do it, just like you showing us the grid.
And we'll get more into this because I really like the highlighted box. That is really a beautiful thing. Out of the whole page, this is where I gravitate to and I want to read it. So very good. Okay, let's go down. How the stages are drawing to prep. Okay, let me go back up a second. Yeah, you got everything. Just want to make sure you're looking good. I like the way you got everything up here in the top and the bottom. Right here, you did everything. The dynamic philosophy, I like that. Number 2, how the stages. This is a good long book too, isn't it?
Yeah, that was the problem. This software, what I didn't know until it was all done, is it really can't handle a longer book.
You mean with pictures and trying to load it?
No, it just doesn't handle so many pages. So what would happen is that the type would start sliding down into the next page. And it was like trying to stop it. There was lots and lots of communication back and forth with the help desk. Like, what is happening here?
Did you ever try saving and then logging out, logging back in, or did that not help?
Yes, I saved constantly with it.
Did you?
So we finally, so it's just something for other people to know. I think there's probably a limit to how big the books can be. And that wasn't, I mean, I never ever ran across anything like that, but that said it, but I'm pretty sure, because one time from the help desk, it was like, well, this is a really long book. And I thought, oh, well, that must be the problem.
Well, they're supposed to be long. Am I correct? No, I understand where you're coming from. And how many pages do you have on this?
What is it? It's
40s?
long. 52 or something like that.
Wow, you win.
Book. It's a book.
It is a book.
I think it's just something to consider for people who are writing a longer book, that you may run into the same problems of it's just a lot for it to handle. So maybe that's been corrected in, since I
No, I'll ask support. I'm going to write a note on it. It just sounds like a database query for storage for each person. So I'm going to write that down. And sometimes there's only so much storage per book. And you're at 40 some pages.
So check that with them and see, things could have changed since I actually did this while I was teaching during the pandemic and taking care of my mom. So
a lot of things could have changed since then.
Yeah, it could. We're looking at something that is 2 years old.
Okay, then I'll go straight to support. I just spoke to them today, so I'll ask them I'll throw this question out at them. That is great. Okay. So I'm going to go down. Another good page.
They'll just see it's pretty much, I go between using the type all the way across the page, going between 2 columns. and that's pretty straightforward, through the rest of the book. And
Okay, so I'll just kind of go
yeah,
through it.
so I broke up my pictures here, and
Okay, I'll just keep scrolling down. You can kind of go through it today's. Okay, this looks good.
through the hard things that took a lot of effort.
I like what you did. You broke it up. You got the pictures over here. You got the picture down here. You got the type above. Then right here, you split it in the middle. Good stuff. Here you went left and then right. That looks great. And you did this really well, Trace.
Yeah, that box worked, but there was no rhyme or reason why boxes work sometimes and they didn't work other times. I couldn't figure out why. Maybe it's the amount. I don't know.
And there
that
is some
one worked.
nuances. Have you ever, if you're close to another table, sometimes you can't grab it. You have to pull one way down and then push the other one away.
Yeah, and that's what people may find too, is like when I would adjust things, I would move the whole paragraph maybe way up into the header to be able to get at the bottom picture.
Exactly.
Overlap a little bit. Yeah, so your marks of the box will overlap and you can't figure out what's the problem. Just grab it and move it way out of your way, because it's like in layers. And then you can work on the thing that's underneath and then slide that one back down on top of it.
And Tracy's making a good point, you guys. Just as an example, you see this picture here and you see the parents are the drawing felicitators. Here, there's two tables actually. Sometimes you won't be able to move this because this little table will sometimes interact here. And what Tracy is saying, sometimes we have to grab this one and pull it down out of the way to be able to grab this one. Because if this one's interacting with this one, at times, am I correct, Tracy? You can't grab this one. You have to move
Correct.
it.
So you just have to realize what's happening is that it's in layers.
Right. And you overlap a layer, it won't allow you to grab the next layer.
Right. So you have to get the other one out of the way. And sometimes I have three all over the place to get to the one underneath and then bring it back.
Good pictures once again here. You did good. And what I like is that you got pictures in here and it's just not full of type. It's not just content. You broke it up. You changed the colors around, which is really good. This looks good here. You did great. I mean, really. Oh, wonderful picture here.
The
Once
color
again,
on gray is great. I have to say, it really makes the colors pop.
the gray.
Yeah, I didn't think I was going to do a white type on gray, but it just made everything else look really good.
It does look really good. It looks real clean.
Mm-hmm.
Very, very clean. I like it. I like the gray. And the green here looks great. And you did this here. Oh, yeah. This looks good. Here I am trying to critique, and you're not giving me much room. It's too good.
Oh, yeah, you're kind.
Most likely, let me see now. You got all this. And you did your paragraphs great. You really did. You spaced them out. You stopped. And now your pictures here are lined up really good. You did good. You got content here. How were you able to get the content below the picture here and over here? You had to grab another.
Right. So I made another a box.
A block.
Yeah. And then I worked in the block.
Perfect.
And then for my editing, it made me have to edit within the blocks to, get everything on the page. So working in blocks, it's helpful. Each one of these paragraphs is in its own block.
It's
not
in
just
its
one
own block. Perfect. So
Right,
here, you basically have 1, 2, 3,
Just like-
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Right. So it's a block of text instead of a picture.
Beautiful.
And that way, I actually could move them around better than when I was trying to type everything into the big long column.
That's smart. That's smart. And we're going to do that on one of the webinars. I'll pull down what you're talking about, the attributes, and we'll
Yes.
pull it down and we'll start making some blocks and throwing some content.
Right. It's actually, especially like on this next page, by working in the blocks, like where it says the title, that's its own little block. And that let me move things around, because to try and put that title into one long column was very hard. So by working in the blocks,
Right.
then I scooted everything up. Now I know about the grid, but I was scrunching things up. And for instance, over under the pictures, the little tiny, tiny writing, those are also in their own blocks. So that's why I say you can get all messed up with layers when things are on top of each other. But once they go into place, it kind of sits there. Spacing isn't perfect, but that's because it's all done by eye instead of doing it by the grid.
Let me ask you this. The first stage of Sqribbles, that's a block, and then random is another block?
Or else it's in one, those two things are in one block because they're
They
about the
might be
same.
in one block. Okay.
But then I could move them, which I couldn't do by putting it into a column.
Right. Right. No, it looks really, really good. I like what you did. So everything's in blocks here, everybody. So that's a good point. We're going to be showing that, how to put the blocks together and then using your headlines and all your other titles and things like that. The only other thing you may want to do is try to even out the text here somehow.
So that means, so then see, I'm editing within the block. So I just have to add more.
You might,
To
it
that
might be, yeah. You could try to raise this up and raise this, but you still
Yes.
won't have enough room for this one.
Right. It's like pulling, so then that little guy on the wall there, pulling him up,
As
that
close
makes me
as you can, and then trying to move this block up.
right. So it's just playing with the blocks.
And you could do that because you could make this picture a little smaller or one of the pictures a little smaller.
Mm-hmm.
Because the fastest way would be to move this up, like you said, move this guy up, and then try to move this up just a little bit, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
But though that looks good. Okay. And you did all this again. You changed it up. You put all the pictures in. Did you use the tables for this, or just bring in the blocks and images?
All these pictures are their own individual pictures. So I put in a little block, a picture block, and then I just you bring your pictures into the software,
Right.
and it's sitting down like in a big tray,
Uh-huh.
and then you're retrieving them from within the software.
Right. You
So
upload your images.
you want to do that, go upload all your images first.
Mm-hmm.
And there is a limit, and I think probably I hit my limit. And so then if you can't get your pictures to upload, it means you've reached the limit of the number of pictures you can have. So then you need to edit and take some of them out if you're going to pull some others in. And so then it's really easy to go in and change pictures, to find the right picture. It's from my group that I have right already within the software.
Right. Once you upload, you have your own little library of images within the system.
Right. So then it was really easy to try different ones back and forth.
Are you saying, because I haven't hit that yet, are you saying that it maxes out for all the other books too, or just that one ebook?
I think it's just that one ebook.
Okay, good.
So I imported, obviously I have a lot of pictures of kids doing art. So I brought them all. Well, I wonder if it's for everything, because I have some other ebooks that I've done, and I'm thinking, yeah, maybe it's all of them, because I had to kick some of those pictures out to bring in new logos to put on my other books. So maybe it's total. Maybe it is.
I'll ask that question. Is there a limit? That's a good point.
Question to ask would be, the color looks fantastic in the software, but if we go to print on demand in Amazon, I don't have a way of checking that. Would the colors stay as good?
I don't think there would be a limit on images, because we have a gentleman that's written 100+ books, unless he doesn't have a lot of images.
I don't know. I just know I had to bring my logos in for the next books. And it was fine because, essentially this book is done. I really don't need to keep those images in there. I should just get rid of them.
Oh, I hear you. And that's smart too, because once it's done, you're not going to really go back to it.
Right. And there's probably sitting in there, well, you look at how many I have, and then all the ones I didn't use. So I think it's for all of them maybe. And I just need to clean those out when I do the next a next
No, that's
big one.
smart because your PDF is, once you download your PDF, it's locked up with all the images.
Mm-hmm.
You don't need it's not pulling from the database within your PDF. That's a good point. Okay, great. Okay, I'm going to keep going down.
Yeah, I don't want to take everybody else's time.
No,
Here's where
I'm gonna jump on, but I'll go through it real quick.
so you can overlap pictures, as you saw a couple pages back. You can overlap your blocks of pictures. See right here.
Yep. Oh,
So
good.
do that.
The only thing is you couldn't move this picture until you move these away if you were editing. Am I correct?
Right. Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
So just remember, you're working in layers. These are obvious layers. The other ones are not so obvious to you because the grid lines are beyond the picture. So that's why I'm mentioning it.
Tracy, this is a good learning experience here because I haven't even tried this yet, but it seems simple enough. You can just drop the pictures over another image, which looks cool.
Mm-hmm.
It's a good job. I mean, really, it is. You put the pictures right like that. I think that's great. Okay, I like the way you did your orange and your black here. And that's your granddaughter again?
Yeah, yeah.
How could I tell? Blonde hair,
Huh?
blue eye.
Yeah. So
Oh,
basically, you're going to just see this just repeats. I'm using the same template, the same format all the way through.
mm-hmm.
I changed the colors when I was going to like the materials pages, and then now you're in a different stage, so I changed the background color.
You know, I
You were,
really like the way you did it because this is about art.
yeah, it is.
So you want to change up the colors and make it colorful. You really have a vivid book.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. The colors look great here. I'm hoping that if I go to print on demand on Amazon, it'll look as fantastic as it
Now,
does
how
here.
did you do this? Was this one of the fonts that we have in the system? Help your
No,
child?
so these are guidelines from the CDC,
Mm-hmm.
and I dropped those in, but then added my own guidelines to it. So because it's a government thing in
Right.
public domain, you can use things from government sites. But what I found out is the CDC would like their logo taken off. I went to so much trouble to keep it on there, but you can use CDC things, but take it off. It's like, okay. So you can use anything on .gov.
Right.
It's public domain. It's created with our tax dollars, and you can actually use them.
So
And these
you
are
could
things.
leave the CDC here, the CDC logo.
So, yeah, I mean, I did on purpose, but now CDC and looking at their guidelines, it's like they don't want their logo on there. Okay, fine. But this is something that preschool teachers, anybody can get these charts, and that's what we work on in the schools to know where kids are developmentally. Then I dropped my own, see where it says the box that says Sqribble stage? I dropped my own work onto their poster. So that's my work.
Beautiful.
And the pink checks are mine to say, here's where the art part of this is. Drinking from a cup and taking stairs and blah, blah, blah.
Oh no, this is good. So you added this on the
All
image itself.
right. So anybody with preschool kids or preschool teachers, they're going to, measure up where your child is with this chart. And then I just drop the drawing milestones in there, what your child should be able to do at this age, kind of ish. It's not linear.
And you
So,
matched the color pretty well, the purple.
right. So I just used their colors to make it look like it was integrated.
It sure does look integrated. Great job. So you did it again here. How did you put the check marks in? Did you
That was
scan
in
it?
Photoshop.
Oh, you got Photoshop.
Mhm.
I love Photoshop. I use it all the time. So you just imported it as a JPEG or a PNG and then did
Mhm.
your Photoshop easy stuff.
Right. So
Okay.
that is their thing. So that's official. It's what we go by in the US when we're measuring kids.
No, the CDC is it. And so you just go down, you added all that stuff. This looks good. Part 2, creative. Wow, you
So
really went long on this
the
book.
older kids. Yeah, this is the older kids, and for yourself, I teach a lot of older ones, and it's like it's just a heartache to me. But anyway, that's another soapbox issue. So you
No,
can
no,
make
I
in this
understand.
age of the parents now, Gen Z, and of course the millennials that have their devices attached to them, what I'm seeing is babies now have the devices on their baby carriers. And I just got so alarmed. I thought I have to do something and tell parents, this is so easy. Your kids need to draw. School expects you to do this, but we're losing track of it. So this is the part where there aren't so many pictures, and it was like trying to squeeze this into a whole pages. But now in looking at Amazon, they want a book that's 72 pages. So I will take all of that stuff out and make it stretch the book out, but I don't know if the software can handle it. So that's why I'm kind of sitting on it. If I add those extra pages to make Amazon want 72 pages for their color books for print on demand, then I need to stretch this out, and I will stretch all these things out. I just did condense them because I was having so much trouble with the page length.
Wow, to have 72 pages, that's what they want over there.
That's what they want. So, and that's like kind of the minimum to do print on demand. So I feel like that would be a great question to find out. Because this was hard to get it to this point and be this long, and it was without the text sliding and all those issues. Is can we? Because Kindle won't accept this.
They want it to be longer.
No, Kindle will not accept the Sqribble software. Or anyway, I got rejected.
Oh, because their software is different than the Kindle software.
They will take it like if it's in PowerPoint, but it won't take this software. So I got rejected from Kindle. That's why I'm sitting on this.
So you're saying they won't take a PDF either?
I don't know, because what I got back was, resubmit it like in a PowerPoint, and I'm going, well, I guess I can put all these pages into a PowerPoint. Okay, leave Kindle behind. So then I turned to Amazon Print on Demand, and they have a brand new Print on Demand. But now in children's books or in their color books, you need to do 72 pages as a minimum.
That's a lot of work, Tracy.
So I'm like between. So I'm just putting this on my own website to offer it to parents. So I have to reformat into like a PowerPoint, or I need to expand in this software. So anyway, that's where my book
should be. Oh, I hear what you're saying. Yeah. I mean, and the pages, it's going to be a little difficult unless you have a huge screen and you could snag each page and then download it into a PowerPoint. Yeah. As an image.
So if this is helpful to others who have written longer things, and what are you wanting to do with it? So I'm just going to try it on my website for now. And I have to make a decision here.
Well, keep us up to date, Tracy. It's been very fulfilling. I mean, you have done a great job. I really didn't have a lot to critique here, but it was wonderful going through the process of what you've done. Truly. I mean, I have to give you an A plus. You what?
I say if I can be helpful to others, that's great.
We're going to bring you in again, I'm sure, during some of these webinars. And I like the help. It's always nice. I can only do so much, and there's a lot of, you've done so many things. You've hit buttons I haven't clicked on yet, I'm sure.
Yeah.
So
well, anyway, for anybody else, I think there's something to consider about shorter books, but you'll find out.
Let me ask somebody. Let me ask. Does anybody have any questions on Tracy's book? Anybody out there? If you guys have any questions, please let me know. Let's see. People are saying, thank you, Tracy. Thank you, Tracy.
Thank you.
They said it was perfect. Yes, and they did say you can combine 2 PDFs to make 1 book if you want to try that.
I'll try that.
That's a good one. Thank you, Yvonne. Yeah, you should be able to get it. I mean, and that's a good thought. So and people are saying it was a great learning experience, Tracy.
Well, here's one more thing, just like where I put in those CDC charts, and I imported those title pages.
Yeah.
The problem is the template will not number those for you. So it's like I have these pages that are not numbered. And it's fine because it's a title page, and it's fine because they're the charts. But see how the pages are at the bottom of, the template?
Yeah. Let me
So,
jump in. Like these things?
so I could not get page numbers to paginate. So those things are actually kind of unnumbered.
Ah, I
There you go. If
understand.
you're going
Yeah, it's a
outside the
different page.
right, and you're bringing something in to the template, it won't number that page for you.
How long did it take you to do the book completely, would you say?
A long time. A long time because of software issues and many, many, many things going back and forth about the software. So that's why I'm saying, do you want to be extra creative and try those extra things? I'd recommend not.
And how did you get all the time to do this?
It was over a summer because of being a teacher.
Mm-hmm.
I started it during the school year, working on it, and then when I started running into big problems, then it became a summer project, and I spent the summer on it.
And I have to ask you this, where'd you get all your content? Did you just do it yourself?
Yes, that's my content. Yeah, that's not somebody else's content. So that's from my teaching experience and my alarm at what I've seen happening in the schools with the kids. And if I can get a hold of the young parents now with kids and say, you've just really got to be drawing, because school is harder and harder, and kindergarten is now what used to be first grade and a little bit of second grade. But the kids are coming less prepared because their hands are full of screens.
Yeah.
I have kids coming in thinking they can swipe a mistake,
Mm-hmm.
swiping. They've never even used erasers. But
Oh, that's are you kidding me? Really?
yeah, and the thing is, kindergarten, you will flunk kindergarten if you can't write sentences. Well, if you haven't been handling a pencil, you're not ready for
So
it.
kids of today are completely computerized. They can't pick up, they can't write
Alarm.
their own name and their printing and all that now, or computers.
No, we grew up coloring and playing outside and doing all, and that was school readiness.
Uh-huh.
But kindergarten, you just needed to write your name. You didn't have to write sentences and stories. So we're having this huge demand on little kids, but the little kids are coming less prepared. But the parents think they're prepared because they've got a screen and, we're giving them the ABCs. No, you cannot replace this. And those lost years, school can't make it up for you. We can't make up what kid has not been handling the pencil or crayons. We can't make it up.
No, you can't.
And you have to do it in those years. And the teachers are going, oh my gosh, we're having to teach kids how to color. And that's, kindergarten teachers. But there
Wow.
can be no more art in kindergarten.
Oh boy. When we were kids, we were writing and drawing in our closet on the walls.
Yeah, but it's just the weirdest
It's a different world.
thing evolve over 35 years.
Well, Tracy,
Yeah.
we're going to be bringing you back. Everybody is really, I have to say, they're blown away. They're asking a lot of questions. I don't think I could even keep up, but everybody is very, very proud of you. I can say that.
Thank you.
I mean, very much so. And people are saying, wow, very impressive. You know, wow. And I think there's other places. People are saying you can research Amazon, KDP, etc. Who sells eBooks, the criteria. You could too, JPEGs. You could try that. Take a snapshot of your book and see if it fits in better the next time, or try to put it into the PowerPoint. If you know Photoshop, you know what you're doing. Well, enough to get crazy, correct? Right?
Anyway.
Okay.
Well, guys,
Tracy, I thank you so much for getting on. I truly, truly do. And I'm going to try to go through another book real quick. The next one's not as long as yours, so I think I can get through it.
nobody will do this one long.
We love your book. We all love your book. I mean, people are really amazed. What a great training, Tracy.
Okay, thank you.
And they're saying, Tracy, that was a huge amount of work.
It was, yes.
Well, great job, Tracy. And it's a pleasure to meet you. And you and I will be chatting again very, very soon.
Thank you. Well, and thanks for these trainings, because, this was all just done, me trying to figure it out. And this is really, really helpful. And I've been enjoying them every week and pick up something. So, I think
Wonderful.
my
Thank you, Tracy. We do appreciate it. I wish we had more time. So, well, thank you, Tracy.
Mhm.
Okay, I'm going to try to get on to the next one. Okay, we'll come on. I'll see if the next person's available. Thanks again, Tracy. Okay, the other person that I was going to do is Mary Ann on, who is there anybody who put another ebook in here? I'm trying to find if it's under their name. I'm not quite sure if it was. If not, I'm going to run with the book. Can anybody tell me if they put a book in? I had several, and I don't see the people that are here. I'm trying to see. Let me see. Okay, if anybody put a book in, just let me know real quick. I'm looking at the questions. If not, I'm just going to start one, and we'll go from there. Okay, I'm going to pull up another book, and we're going to go from that. Okay, now here is another book written by Mary Ann, and it's called Launch to Succeed. Now, I'm looking to see if Mary Ann is here, and I'm trying to, I'll go through it one more time to see. I don't see Mary Ann here. So I'm trying. Okay. Nope. Okay, so I'm just going to get started on this book. Okay, this one is called Launch to Succeed. And I went through this book earlier too. And some of the things I have to say right from this one, right off the bat, Launch to Succeed. The planning process for all startup social entrepreneurs. Okay, I would change the wording a little bit here. It's a little confusing. Launch to Succeed is good. That's a good headline. But the planning process for all startup social entrepreneurs, I would just change the wording up like, you know, social, entrepreneurs, planning process. Just cut it down a little bit is what I do. Now I'm going to jump down here. So it's by Mary Ann. Table of contents. And of course, we're going to use the grid again. So Mary Ann, if you're on, or if not, you're going to see this. Just use the grid in the system and you'll be able to line these up. And this is pretty easy to do. And it's in some of the trainings. If you need some help, we're here for you. I don't think she's on this evening. I'm trying to see if I can find her. But anyway, the grid is easy. We can line these up in a matter of a minute or two. So very simple. Okay, best plan, start with the situation analysis. Okay, you may want to change up, make this a little larger is what I would do. This is real small for a headline. Make this larger and change up the color a little bit. Change it from, have the headline be a different color than what's down here in the body. And then, of course, you've got a lot of open space here. I would add another picture. And then why do 90% of new small businesses not survive beyond the first 3 years? You may want to reword this a little shorter. Did you know that most businesses did you know that 90% of new businesses do not survive the first 3 years? Put something like, did you know? That catches people's attention. Okay, right here, all businesses launch to serve a purpose. Always good one. Okay, right off the bat, I can see, and I do this all the time, a run-on sentences. And I am famous for this. And a lot of times I'll do the same exact thing. I'll run on a sentence. What you want to do is come back and edit it and tear it apart. And this is just normal. This is normal for all of us. So like right here, all businesses launched to serve a purpose, period. And then always a good one. Take that out. You don't need that. And it's what is checked upon all business registration. Okay, you're going to take out a lot of this right here. And you may want to say like most states or countries or districts have, licensing and registrations in order to launch your corporation. You want to just state it real quick and simple, like you're stating here registration authorities around the world. That's correct. But you want to cut that down and you want to take out a lot of the verbiage here. And like I said, I do this all the time. I run, and then I come back and tear it up and edit it. Then right off the bat, I'm just going to show you the reason why many small businesses fail to survive. Okay, the reason why many small businesses fail to survive varies. But generally, we can say that all those are tragedies. Okay, you got a few spelling errors in here, not a big deal. And we want to reword this. The reason many small businesses fail, or you may want to say the survival rate of many small businesses varies from time or varies from time to time, period. And then you may want to state why small businesses go out of business. Like number one is lack of money. You just want to state what the facts are of why businesses go out, or maybe not enough contracts in place. Just different things. Just dig in, get some data on it, what you're doing, and go with that. But I can see right off the bat, you do need a few more pictures. And you want to change this up a little bit. I like your second page. Your second page looks pretty good here, but put a picture in here. Building your core planning. I like this. This is good. Building your core planning team. Okay, so we got that here. You can take off header right here. We know that's what it is, so you can just take that out. You don't need header in there. This is pretty much your, what you're stating right here on the top. Okay. You've got this here. This doesn't look bad. This is better, I got to say. You may want to move this down right here to be even with this paragraph and this one here. It's just a little high compared to these. Move it down and, just kind of line it up a little bit. Your picture can be aligned a little bit, but it looks good. Key stakeholders and their roles managing the planning process. This is good. This page is good. Okay, analyze project environment. Okay, you did good here. You did. You put a background. You put your verbiage in here. It looks good. You put some good font. I mean, it catches the eye. And then right here, you put the project environment. With the black, it's a little dark within the blue here. You may want to change it up a little bit. Maybe it doesn't look bad though. I have to say, maybe try white. Maybe try white on the blue. I mean, it does. This white up here really projects well. And it is hard. The black and blue is tough for my eye. So I would go white on that, definitely. Your picture looks good here. I think it does. It really does. So that looks good. Do not underestimate the power of opinions from the general public. Either positive or negative opinion from the public has an opportunity to help your project perform better. Now, this is good verbiage right here. Therefore, the planning team should take time, discuss issues raised in the general public to sift and select which ones can be used in a positive way for the best project and the audience is served. Okay, that's good. That's good. But let's just change the color there. I think but this is a great page. Set goals. I like the way I like this template here. I like this gray and white that you have here. It's a good page. Let's just make sure of something here. Change the picture. You have the same picture here and you have the same picture here. So let's change this up. And you should be able to grab a picture, same size, but change the picture. Don't use the same pictures, of course, as you're going forward. Set goals, identify audience and outcome objectives. Okay, you got this lined up better, I have to say. The only thing is you have two different, you have this bold. I think you have a bold or just a different size. Yeah, this one's different. Look at this. You got this bolded here and this isn't really the same. Either it's different font or it's just different size. And one is bold and one is not. And these are different sizes. So you want to make sure, like, what is the goal, identify project, audience, outcome is all the same font and the same size. And these look a little bit different. So just go in there and tweak that up a little bit. But it doesn't look bad at all. It looks pretty good. Just try to stabilize this and make this all the same exact font and the exact size. Like this one's bigger than this one, and this one's smaller than this one, or it's bold. So, but not a big deal. Not a big deal. I think it looks pretty good. Again, you got the same picture right here. Need to change this out. I know you probably threw this at us pretty quick, and that's fine. So I'm just happy that you got us a book, and I'm sure you didn't have all the time, but let's just change that up. I like the look of it. Assign resources and create a budget. Assign project resources. Let me see what you have here. Again, you have different fonts here. You have a font here, and a font here. So what I'm seeing is you have, 3 different fonts, it looks like. You may want to go in here, take this and throw it into Word or even Notepad, something, and it will take away the HTML. If you copied from another source or you brought this in, sometimes it'll take the source code and then it will keep the font, keep the size, all that. So a lot of times you just want to take this, highlight it, right click, copy, throw it into Word or Notepad, make sure it's the same, size and font, and then it'll come out cleaner. But it doesn't look terrible at all. It doesn't. I think it looks okay. Just got to clean up the fonts and the pictures, of course. So page 5, you got that looking good. Let me go back up. Page 4. Yeah, you got all the pages looking good. I like that. I like how you changed this up a little bit with the blue in here. Just change that to white like I was saying there. Okay, right down here. We're going to go down. Yep, you got the same picture, but I think that's, okay, is this me or is this, okay, you got a half a picture here. So we want to take this out. And I think what happened here, you got this stuck. And I see what happens. And this does happen. A lot of times you can't move this, and I've seen this happen to me sometimes. There is a way to move this. You can click on it. You would want to probably move this one a little down just to get it out of the way a little bit. And you can click on this, and then it says move to center. And there's a little button that if you can get to it, it'll say move to center. And then over here, you're going to be able to work on it, and then you're going to be able to pull it down. I've had this happen to me too, and it took me, 5 or 10 minutes to figure it out. So not a big deal. And we'll get more into that. I'll try to upload this and see if I can fix this myself. So, of course, change the pictures. Again, it looks like you have 3 different fonts here. Now, if you're trying to do this, to just have 3 different fonts and you want it to look like that, and just change it up, I guess that's fine. You may want to take project strategies and highlight it into a different color here. Same with activities, same with the learn to go slow but effective. Just, you want to kind of get people's attention here. And like Melania DeSalvo, put her name in another color here, red or blue or something. You want people to really look at your page and, like the Gantt chart, you want to make sure that that's, just kind of bold them and change the colors up a little bit. Not a big deal. Just kind of, you want to hit it where people can really, see it and it's going to gravitate. I always say the hook, and the hook to me is changing stuff up. Like in Tracy's book, Tracy had a lot of hooks. To me, she had a lot of hooks. The images were beautiful. She kept me going because it was left, right, center, up, down. She twisted it up. That girl put some work into it. And my hat's really, really off to her. It's a great book. And I was really, digging into that book while we were going training on this tonight. So I thought it was great. So just change some things up. You have the same look all the way through, and it doesn't look bad. This book works because it's short and it can go through there, but you may want to change it up a little bit and put some pictures to the left and then maybe put your verbiage to the right. And then the next page, put your verbiage to the left and your pictures, change it up maybe just a little bit more. All in all, you did good. You just need to change some of the fonts, do some highlights in here and go from there. And then welcome your feedback. We welcome your feedback. Feel free to get in touch with us for any feedback or questions. Okay, let me see. We welcome your feedback. Okay, you may want to put a URL here or something that you have to get, have people get a hold of you. You may want to put thank you here and then we welcome your feedback and try to put it lower. Try to put it like over in the corner over here instead of right up here on the thank you. I think that would be better served. We welcome your feedback. Take that whole line and then put it here. We welcome your feedback, put it in smaller font, and then just put, you can put here your email address or your website or something like that. But put that in the bottom left-hand corner if you could. Let me see. You have your name up here. You have your author. It's by you. Okay. Yeah. So not a lot you have to do. Just, go with it from there and change some pictures up and do the font. So I think all in all, you did a pretty good job. And you don't have a lot to change, but it's great. I really appreciate you sending this in, Marianne. And hopefully we can talk soon. I'm not even sure if we missed you on the call. Let me see. Yeah, and this is like, as a book, and I've done a lot of these myself, not very long, 6 pages, but I'm doing a lot of training, so mine are short and sweet. So if you are trying to do, an ebook, you can even add to this. This is an endless book on success for businesses. And I know all too well, from getting corporations to, getting your federal ID, setting up your bank accounts, all the things that you need to do, websites, other things like that. And you may want to do that. You may want to detail in this book, like how to build your website or who to use. That's another page. Setting up your bank. That's another page. Getting your federal ID. I know in the United States, you have to have your federal ID to open up bank accounts and to open up websites. And if you're going to Amazon, you have to have, literally with Amazon, you have to have everything under the sun, all your T's crossed and your I's dotted. I know that for a fact. So you could add page after page, how to, and just keep going through. So I think you did pretty good. Actually. Okay, I'm going to get out of this real quick. We're pretty much getting to the end here. I think what I'd like to do, I'm going to show, I'm just going to bring it back to this book because it was so darn good. It's a good photo cover. So there we go. Okay, does anybody have any questions? And if you need, okay, let me see. Someone's raising a hand here. Let me see. Okay, I'm going to bring you on just in case. Lynn, are you there by any chance? And unmute yourself if you can. If you're there, Lynn. I saw a while back. Oh, there you are, Lynn. Can you hear me?
Okay. Can you hear me?
I can, Lynn. I saw you raise your hand. What do you have there?
Oh, I was just wondering if I could get the last 3 lessons link for the replay sent to me because I was sick and couldn't attend the last 3 classes.
They're on YouTube. They're uploaded. There was one week that I messed up, I have to admit. And the next week I followed up and we did a better job. But they're all there from the previous sessions on YouTube. Do you know how to get to the YouTube channel?
No.
Does anybody have the link to the YouTube channel? Okay, people are saying, okay, I had it last week. Someone sent it to me, the YouTube channel for, let me see what we can find. I'm hoping someone's going to give it to me, Lynn.
Okay.
But Lynn, if not, I'm sure it's going to be, we go to YouTube, you're going to put in Sqribble, and I'm sure you're going to find it. You're going to be able to get to it pretty easily. But let me just see, someone will usually do it. Where do you live, Lynn? Where are you from?
I'm in Texas.
Texas. What part? Dallas,
Yeah,
Houston, or where?
Hondo.
Hondo?
60 miles. Hondo, 60 miles south of San Antonio.
Beautiful area. Beautiful. The rolling hills. Gorgeous area. You're very lucky. Okay, Lynn, I am not getting the link. Let me just see here if I can. Someone else is sending it to me. Lynn, you probably got my email address from the last email.
Okay.
My email address is in there, and just send me an email asking for the link, and I'll get it to you.
Okay, thanks.
Okay, thanks, Lynn, for being on.
Thank you.
All right. Does anybody else have any questions? I'm seeing here. Someone's asking, they want to do a book on animals. What would I suggest? That's a good question. I have to think about that. Animal books are always fun. Everybody loves animals. Can the ebook covers appeal of a foil look? Okay. Okay, here we go, Lynn. Hang on a second. Will, thank you. Let me see if I can grab this. Okay. Let me ask if you guys see this. Okay. I hope you got that, Lynn. We just got the link from Will. Will, you are great. Thank you very, very much. I appreciate it. And all you got to do is, Google, YouTube if you have to too, but the link's there. Okay, fantastic, Lynn. Lynn just said she got it. So thanks, Will. Appreciate it. All right, everybody. I don't think we have any other questions tonight. I'm going to try, if you guys want to send your books in, send them in. Send them into the email, to my email, kevin@smartmails.com. It's in the email that Adele sent out. So if you guys want us to look at your books, that's great. And if you don't want them on the call and you just want me to look at them, that's fine too. Just let me know. If you send me an email and you want me to look at something, I can do that for you. We're all learning from each other here, and we just go forward. There's a lot to learn within the Sqribble, the different you know uh, nuances within the database and the system. As being a programmer like I have been for years, every program's different. Sqribble is wonderful, and you can only do so much with the drop and drag, and sometimes they do overlap. They do in the sections that you put in there. But all in all, God, I got to say it's been great. I've definitely done well with the system and the software in the last couple months. Since November is when I joined, and it's been great. So if you guys need any help, um, just send in your ebooks and your PDFs to that email, and I'll look at them, and then I'll fire back at you and see if you guys want us to do a training online. If I get enough of them, I'll do another training online. So you guys can send them through, and that would be great. So we'll go from there. So everybody, I do appreciate you, Tracy. Thank you. I really appreciate it. And Marianne, I appreciate you sending yours in, even though I can't find you on the call. I do appreciate you sending those in. But we can have a lot more trainings like this because I think it's very, I got to say, Tracy put a lot of work into this, and we all learned a lot from what Tracy was doing. I mean, we were so very lucky that she spent all the time putting all the effort in, and it's a good book. It's very much in depth. So with all that, everybody, I do appreciate everybody. I'm going to wish you guys all a very good night, good morning, depending on where you're at in the world. So you guys, take care, and we will see you next Tuesday. And as for the training grids, Gary's asking, just go to the YouTube channel, the link, and it's probably 4 to 5 webinars ago. But if you go into Sqribble, the grids are right there. Pull up an ebook, pull up a template, and the grids are right there. It's right on the top bar. And you'll just open up one of your templates, hit grid, and hit black. It'll say in large or small, and then you'll be able to look at it. It's pretty easy. And then it says take away, add to, but so it's in there. So everybody, thank you again, and we will talk to everybody next week. Have a great evening. Thank you.